everyone, my name is Liz and I'm an educator for the Randall's Island Park Alliance. If you're watching this, you may have visited Randall's Island Park before, or maybe you're curious as to what Randall's Island has to offer. Randall's Island is located in the heart of New York City between Manhattan and Queens and the Bronx. There's something for everyone at Randall's Island. If you like riding your bike, we have plenty of bike trails, or if you like relaxing by the water, you can have a picnic by our waterfront. There's something for everyone at Randall's Island, including exploring our natural areas. We have lots of different gardens and woodlands. We have our salt marsh and our freshwater wetland. These natural areas provide excellent habitat and environmental services for the people of New York, but also for the wildlife in New York. New York is one of the most biodiverse cities in the whole world, so Randall's Island is teeming with life. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at some of the plants and animals that you can find at Randall's Island. So I hope you enjoy. In this video, we're going to take a brief look at what exactly a plant is and why they're important. You can find plants all over the world, in every kind of environment, even in Antarctica. Plants come in all different shapes and sizes and colors. They can live on land, like this sumac tree, or even underwater, like this rock algae. Plants are important to people because we consume plants for energy in the forms of fruits and vegetables. We build with plants, using wood from trees or straw and leaves to make baskets, roofs, and houses. Plants give us oxygen in the air that we breathe. We use plants every day and we need them for our survival. But what exactly is a plant? Plants are living things. We call living things organisms. Living things reproduce and go through life cycles. They start as seeds, grow, reproduce, and die. Things like rocks, water, sunlight, soil are examples of things that are not alive because they do not go through life cycles. Organisms must meet basic needs to survive in their habitat, including food, water, shelter, and space to grow. Every organism is also made up of many different parts to help them function and give them their structure. Even though plants come in all different shapes and sizes, most of them have the same basic parts. Roots to anchor them into the ground and collect nutrients, a stem to hold them upright, leaves to absorb sunlight and make food, and a flower to attract pollinators and produce fruits and seeds. Pollination is a very important step in a plant's life cycle. It's how plants can make seeds and reproduce, aka have babies. Since plants can't move on their own, they need help to spread their pollen. Pollen is the yellowish powder that you see on many different kinds of flowers. Insects, birds, bats, and even the wind are ways that plants can get their pollen from one plant to another. Animals can collect pollen as a source of food, and the pollen dusts off them while it visits another plant. Once that flower is pollinated, it can eventually form a seed and reproduce. Look at this little bee. It's pollinating this Virginia rose. The smallest part of every organism is called a cell. Cells are the building blocks of life. Organisms are made up of billions of cells. Plants have unique cells that are different from animal cells. For one, plant cells have a special part called a cell wall. Animal cells do not have these. A cell wall is a hard outer structure around the cell. Since plants don't have bones or skeletons, their cell walls give them structure they need to stand upright. But what makes a plant green or have green parts? Plants have a part of their cells called chloroplasts, which contain a pigment called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll gives plants, like spinach, tomato plants, and algae, their bright green color. So we know that we need plants in order to live. They provide oxygen for breathing and food to energize our bodies. But what do plants eat? What do they need? Plants get the energy they need to survive through water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide. When we take a breath, we inhale oxygen. But when we exhale, we breathe out a chemical called carbon dioxide, which plants need to grow. Plants take in these things to make the energy they need in a process called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is when plants use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to make the food they need to grow in the form of sugar. The result of this process is the production of oxygen, the air that we breathe. One reason that photosynthesis is important is because it allows plants to absorb dirty or polluted air and produce clean air for us to breathe. The more plants there are, the cleaner and healthier our air can be. Another reason we care about plants is that they provide habitat for other living things. Let's take a look at the salt marsh at Randall's Island as an example. Our salt marsh is a kind of wetland, which is a place where there's water, land, and you guessed it, plants. Wetlands are important ecosystems, and plants help maintain the balance that every ecosystem needs. You can find many different kinds of plants in the marsh. These plants have changed over time to be able to live here. Tall grasses, trees, shrubs, and algae provide shelter and food for many different kinds of animals like insects and birds. Here we can see a jumping spider taking shelter in the leaves of some milkweed. And here we're observing this black swallowtail caterpillar munching on some leaves. Here we can observe a praying mantis eating another insect in some fleabane. And this mother mallard duck with her ducklings swimming along in some algae. Without these plants, many different kinds of living things would not be able to survive. So, what exactly is a plant? Well, it's a living organism with stems and leaves and roots and flowers. It provides us with the air, food, and shelter, and everything that we need to survive, which is why we need to respect and protect plant life. You can check out the amazing plant life that we have at Randall's Island Park. Once again, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you took something away from learning about any of the plants or animals that you can find at Randall's Island Park. You can go exploring at Randall's Island Park on your own or with your friends or family. Check us out online, and please consider following us on any of our social media platforms. We have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and have fun. Goodbye.